Today I signed legislation and an executive order to hold China accountable for its oppressive actions against the people of Hong Kong. The Hong Kong Autonomy Act, which I signed this afternoon, passed unanimously through Congress. This law gives my administration powerful new tools to hold responsible the individuals and the entities involved in extinguishing Hong Kong's freedom. We've all watched what happened. Not a good situation. Their freedom's been taken away, their rights have been taken away, and with it goes Hong Kong, in my opinion, because it will no longer be able to compete with free markets. The market's doing so. It's almost at the point that it was at prior to the plague. Almost. We're getting very close. It's a great thing. It's an amazing thing, what our people have done and what they've endured. No administration has been tougher on China than this administration. We imposed historic tariffs. We stood up to China's intellectual property theft at a level that nobody's ever come close. We confronted untrustworthy Chinese technology and telecom providers. We convinced many countries, and I did this myself for the most part, not to use Huawei because we think it's an unsafe security risk. It's a big security risk. I talked many countries out of using it. If they want to do business with us, they can't use it. Just today, I believe that UK announced that they're not going to be using it. And that was up in the air for a long time, but they've decided. And you look at Italy, you look at many other countries. We withdrew from the Chinese-dominated WHO, and we fully rebuilt the United States military. The WHO, World Health Organization, we were paying close to $500 million a year. China was paying $39 million a year. And China had too much say. They worked it very hard, which is a bad thing done by our past administrations. But we were tough, and we were saying, I was asking, I said, why are we paying so much more than China? China has 1.4 billion people. We have 325, probably 325 million approximately. Nobody can give the exact count. We're trying to get an exact count, but you have, over the years, many illegals who have come into the country, so it depends on how you want to count it. But you could say 325 to 350 million people as opposed to 1.4 billion people. And the world trade is terrible. That deal is terrible. The World Health is a terrible deal. We've been very tough on the World Trade Organization, and we've been, I guess, as tough as you can get on World Health. We withdrew our money. We told them we're getting out. Doesn't mean that someday we won't go back in. Maybe we will when it's correctly run, but they made a lot of bad predictions, and they said a lot of bad things about what to do and how to do it, and they turned out to be wrong. And they were really a puppet of China. And make no mistake, we hold China fully responsible for concealing the virus and unleashing it upon the world. They could have stopped it.
Good afternoon, everybody watching this video. I'm very angry right now, and I want to quickly address something I stumbled into a few minutes ago. My name is Blessed Jat, the Global Youth Ambassador on Sustainable Development. I watched with utter dismay the current Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, while addressing Channels TV, and he posited that there is nothing wrong with Nigerians ceding her sovereignty to China. For those of you who may not understand the implication of ceding your sovereignty to another country or what it means to cede your sovereignty, the current state system which we have right now came into being by the Treaty of Westphalia in 1648, where states were created, and by that treaty, by that agreement, all states became equal with the ability to control their internal affairs without interference or without recognizing any higher authority or higher power. Now, that has been the principle since 1948. But in the last few years, and the couple of decades, we have seen China recklessly pursuing recolonization and supremacy policy in Africa and in the rest of the third world. where they give frivolous loans to gullible African countries with greedy leaders, with provisions in this loan agreement that are very mockery and disheartening. And then when these countries are not able to pay back, China enter into this country and seize whatever asset that they deem fit. Now, currently we have several African countries where China is in charge of their police, in charge of their central bank, in charge of their immigration, in charge of the agricultural sector, etc., etc. And then in Nigeria, we have been looking and watching at their antecedents for a very long time. The kind of loans that they deal to Nigeria. And a lot of us have often questioned, what are the provisions of this loan? Until only just now, we hear the Minister of Transportation saying, let me quote him word for word. I just learned that there are provisions in that agreement which allow China to enter into Nigeria and claim whatever interest they deem fit in the case of Nigeria's inability to repay this loan. And he continued by saying, and I know fully well that China only go after those assets that they built. What a stupid assertion. Very uneducated assertion. China, the country that China is in charge of their police, China did not give them money to build their police. He gave them money to build infrastructure which they are not able to pay, and at the end of the day, China is now in charge of their central bank and their police. And you are telling us that there is a provision in the agreement with China which allow China to come into Nigeria and demand whatever asset that they deem fit if Nigeria is not able to pay. Let me also help those of you watching to understand my anger. There's what we call sabotage and espionage in international relations. With a large number of unaccounted Chinese in Nigeria, in practically every part of Nigeria, it is very easy to sabotage Nigerian assets in such a way that the facilities that are built with this frivolous loan, Nigeria will even be unable to pay back, so that China can enter Nigeria and claim whichever asset which they deem fit. That is my worry. Now, when we have a group of political leaders who are certificate forgers, who do not know what it means to genuinely go through the university, and they look at the rest of us that suffered to go through school, and they make us look stupid. They make education look very useless. Rotimi Amaechi is claimed to have graduated from the University of Port Harcourt, and he studied English and literature. What did Rotimi Amaechi knows about international relations for you to tell Nigerians that there is nothing wrong with ceding our sovereignty to China? I'll tell you what these politicians are doing. In order to score cheap political points, may they say we they work, you are mortgaging the future of unborn children just to score political points. Now, look at another very stupid statement that the minister made. The House of Reps should tell us how we'll get the money to build this facility if we don't collect this loan. Are you kidding me? Where are all the loot that are being recovered? Where are all the oils you people are selling? Where are all the, for God's sake, where are the billions Nigerians are stealing? And you are telling me where we Nigerian, a country as rich as Nigeria, where we are going to get money to build ordinary rail line, ordinary, that a private citizen can build. You people think we are stupid. The truth is, people like Rotimi Amaechi should be lynched on the streets for the damage they are creating to our collective future. These people, it is time we stand up and stop them, because they are selling our future and selling it to a reckless country that have no regard for international law like China. Nigerian youth, it is time we wake up. If we don't wake up and demand and take back this future, nobody will take it back from us. You are ceding. First of all, let me even ask, who read that this agreement they are signing with China? I learned fully well most of this agreement are written in Chinese. And our useless politicians just carry it because you like paparazzi and you like the media fanfare. You sign this agreement. Imagine a loan that has been collected. It is only just now the Minister of Transportation is realizing that there is a clause that demands that China can reclaim any asset they so demand. Nigerians, our mumu don't do. If you are not angry, I am angry. Politicians have taken us for a fool for too long. It is time we rise up and show these people that this book we read, it is not a waste of time. Thank you for watching. Thank you. I'm so angry, but thank you. I'm angry. Politicians have taken us for a fool for too long. It is time we rise up and show these people that this book we read, it is not a waste of time. Thank you for watching. Thank you. I'm so angry, but thank you.